Dear listeners, the sole purpose of our channel has always been to share compelling stories from around the world, often touching on crime and mystery. But today's story is different. We are here to spread awareness about a heartbreaking issue that affects countless children. How darkness can invade their lives, how demonic influences, whether literal or metaphorical, can break their spirits, and why we must never stay silent when we witness abuse. Together, we can make a difference. The story of Sara Sharif will bring tears to your eyes. Let's start from the beginning. Sara Sharif, an 11-year-old, a beautiful child with an innocent face and blessed with a very happy nature, was living in the town called Woking, located in the southeast region of England. Sara was called a happy child by her teacher at the school where she was studying. Her father, Sara Sharif, a taxi driver, had moved to England in 2001 from Jhelum, Pakistan. Shortly after moving to England, he met Olga while working at a Burger King. Olga had a Polish background, and due to this, Irfan and Olga had cultural differences, which would later put a negative impact on their marriage. After being in a relationship for some years, they got married in 2009, and then, in 2013, Sara was born after their first child, who was a son. It is said that due to cultural differences, they started to have serious problems, and then they decided to be separated. Most of the issues were concerning the upbringing of children. It was found that Olga wanted the children to eat anything, whereas the father said they must eat halal food. When they decided to get separated in 2015, at first, the children were living with their mother. But then, in 2019, the family court decided that they should live with their father. Olga still had equal rights to see the children, but as per her, it became difficult to manage as time passed. After Irfan was separated from Olga, he got married to Binish Batul, who also had a Pakistani background. Now, Irfan Malik, Binish Malik, and Faisal Malik started to live together along with other children, and Sara was one of them. Time passed, and Sara was such a confident child, so she was doing well at school. We cannot name the school due to confidential reasons. It was found that she was, from time to time, absent from classes. She had one classmate who lived in her neighborhood. One day, she went to her mom, Jessica, and told her that Sara didn't look well. When Jessica was asked about this, she said, "My daughter noticed some bruises on Sara's skin," but Sara said she had fallen from her bike. Somehow, though, that explanation seemed suspicious. Jessica was also surprised that Sara had suddenly started homeschooling instead of going to school every day. Jessica further said that Sara was seen with her baby brother playing all the time and looked quiet somehow. Once she asked the mother of Sara why they did not allow her to be friends with the same age group, to which her mother replied she had made some friends in Madarsa. Behind this quiet smile of Sara, no one was able to recognize the real pain. She was going through a lot, but somehow, due to fear, she remained quiet. But it was obvious that she was living with demons. The actual surprise came when Sara suddenly showed up at school in 2023 with a hijab. It was found that she was also bullied at her school for wearing the hijab. Imagine the pain what she was facing, demons at home, demons at school, but no one knew that her parents made her wear the hijab to hide bruises, so no one could see that she had been harmed to an extreme level. Now arrives the day when everyone was shocked. On the 9th of August 2023, Urfan wrote a WhatsApp message to his friend Riaz for arranging tickets for his whole family, including children, his wife, and brother, worth $10,000. The conversation seemed strange when Ijaz told the media that, when he asked him, "Do you want a round ticket or one way?" To which Urfan replied, "One way." Somehow, they managed to fly from England and reached Islamabad on the 10th of August 2023. When they reached there, Sarah's father made a heartbreaking confession of taking Sarah's life, but he further added that he killed her by mistake. It was not intended, and he kept on crying. After making this confession to UK police, they went into hiding, where Pakistani police searched for them for days and nights. But then UK police started to search for Sara, and that footage is now available on the internet. It was found that Pakistani police arrested 10 family members of the Malik family, and after that, it was somehow possible to arrest them. When Sarah's maternal aunt was interviewed, she told the police and media that her sister Banish was aware of the abuse and used to tell her years ago on WhatsApp about how Sarah was being mistreated, how she managed to hide her scars with a hijab and other tricks. Sarah's step-aunt further added that Banish was somehow scared as well, fearing that one day the police would come to know about this and arrest them right away. Banish told her sister that if anything happened to Sarah, she would not be able to forgive herself. Jurors heard testimony from neighbors who lived near the Sharif family during different periods, first in West Byfleet between 2018 and 2019, and later in Woking from April 2023. These neighbors reported hearing distressing sounds from the family's home, including cries, loud noises, and the silence that followed. One neighbor, Rebecca Spencer, recalled hearing banging and rattling noises, often accompanied by a child's cries or screams, which would abruptly stop. She described the sudden silence as deeply unsettling, though she couldn't imagine what had caused it. Ms. Spencer also noted hearing sounds that suggested someone had been struck. Although she considered reporting the situation to social services, she ultimately decided not to. This all was happening since 2019, and it was found that in 2022, teachers also noticed bruises on the face of Sarah, but somehow everyone was quiet. Here the question arises: was this the correct behavior from everyone who noticed this, but still somehow decided to stay silent? After Malik made a confession and was arrested by Pakistani police, he, his wife, and his brother were sent back to England, where they were arrested with immediate effect. After the chilling confession of her, authorities discovered the body of young Sarah at her home in Woking, southwest of London. Sarah had tragically suffered numerous injuries, and a post-mortem examination revealed that her passing was the result of unnatural causes. Police also discovered the notes of Sarah's father that he wrote after taking her life. But a court recently heard testimony from a pathologist who examined Sara Sharif's body on the 15th of August revealed at least 71 different injuries. However, it was explained that it's difficult to determine if these marks were caused by single or multiple incidents. The injuries described in court included bruises, abrasions, and possible bite marks, along with a sharp wound on her arm. A CT scan also revealed multiple bone injuries. It was alleged that Sara endured a pattern of abuse in the weeks leading up to her tragic death, though the defendants deny all charges. Jurors at the Old Bailey were told that Sara Sharif's blood was discovered on a cricket bat and a vacuum cleaner in the family home. Prosecutors also alleged that bruises on the 10-year-old's body matched a belt buckle and a metal pole found on the property, where police also located a rolling pin with traces of her DNA. It was claimed that Sara endured a pattern of abuse and sustained severe injuries in the weeks leading up to her death, although all three defendants deny the charges of murder and causing or allowing her death. When Olga saw her daughter in that condition with Mickey Mouse pajamas, she was stunned and broken into pieces. No words can describe the pain of Sara, what she had faced in this age. We hope that justice prevails as the trials are still going on and no final decision has been made. As far as the latest update we know is that they have been calling this an accident instead of accepting their crime. But before we end her story, let us tell you this heartbreaking statement from her father. He told police that he took her life because she was naughty. Yes, you heard right. Because of this silly reason, this beautiful angel and happy child lost her life. With each passing minute while watching this video, one child is abused. Yes, every minute, one child suffers from abuse. Child abuse is a haunting reality that lurks in the shadows of our society, often hidden behind closed doors and masked by a veneer of normalcy. How can we, as a community, turn a blind eye to the innocent lives shattered by the very people meant to nurture and protect them? Each statistic represents not just a number, but a soul burdened by trauma, a childhood stolen, and a future dimmed by the scars of violence and neglect. What if that vulnerable child is your neighbor, your friend's child, or even someone in your own family? In a world that prides itself on progress and compassion, we must confront the uncomfortable truth that child abuse thrives in silence. Will we choose to listen, to speak up, and to act? Or will we continue to allow the cycle of suffering to persist unchecked? The time to challenge our apathy is now, because every child deserves a safe haven, a chance to heal, and a voice that will not be silenced.